What's going on, everybody? It's the Bearded One back with another beer review, and I'm pretty excited about this one. I bought this at West End Outdoors. We'll just go ahead and bring the beer out. It is Hellboy exclusive from Gigantic Brewing. This is It is number 2 of 6. This is a collection of 6 beers designed to celebrate the 25th anniversary of either the first issue of Hellboy or the first trade paperback. I don't know. I'm not a Hellboy expert. I do read comics, but I've never read a Hellboy comic before. However, I'm about 40 minutes into the 24,000. Wow, I'm not on it tonight. The 2004 Hellboy movie. I'm about 40 minutes into it right now, and I'm at a stopping point. So I figured I'd come in here and do a review, and off camera, I'll probably finish this beer while I'm watching the movie. But I wanted to do a little research on the character on the bottle, and this is Liz Sherman who's on the bottle. And the beer is the Chocolate Mole Stout, or the apostrophe is over the O and not the E, so I don't know if it's Malay or some other pronunciation. But the bottle says, destined to light a fire in you, experience the decadently sweet caramel and chocolate that slowly transitions to the heat of a myriad of peppers. Yeah, I saw something where chilies are supposed to be in this, so that'll be cool. I like when, I haven't found a pepper beer that I just adore, but I like the idea, and I'm gonna keep trying different pepper beers. Well, that's cool. I just noticed this. The alcohol by volume is a 6.66% alcohol by volume. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Hellboy, I'm not very familiar either. However, from what I know and what I've watched in the movie, Hellboy is supposed to be what would be not a CSI, a private investigator, maybe something like that, for the demon underworld. I guess I don't know how else to put it. Think of it like the Dirty Harry of hell or something. But Liz Sherman, I really just want to talk about Liz Sherman. I gather Liz Sherman is the love interest. I got to the point in the movie where, because throughout the movie he alludes to Liz leaving him, and I got to the point where he goes to the psychiatric ward. I guess I'm gonna butcher this, so I'm sorry, Hellboy fans. The Bellahoimy, something like the Bellahoimy mental hospital. And I believe Liz is in there as a patient, and he's come to visit her. So I guess Liz and Hellboy either have romantic history or they're friends, and he would like to pursue a romantic relationship with her. Something along those lines. Well, let's get into the brew. We've talked a lot about, Hellboy and the marketing behind this beer. Why don't we talk about the beer? I'm going to try not to damage this cap. If I do, so be it. These beers are really super collectible, so I'd like to keep this cap if I can. I don't want to damage the cap too much. Yeah, this ain't working. I bet I'm tearing up the cap. Well, I think it's in decent shape. Nobody's gonna know but me. So it's coming out more like a black tea and not a motor oil. I tried to pour it aggressively. I couldn't get a lot of head on it. Well, actually, you know, there's head forming there. The nice standard brown head. It's really creamy. There's not too many. I mean, there's like a large, loosely dispersed bubbles in here, but it's for the most part creamy. It is dissipating, but not very, not at a fast rate or anything. It definitely looks like a stout. It's black. It's not even opaque, as I hear people say sometimes. Yeah, there's no ground highlighting or anything. It's jet black. Can't see through it. I don't see any sediment in here. No volatility. And for those of you who are new to the channel, when I speak about volatility, I'm talking about the carbonation. There's no bubbles going on in here. This beer isn't very active. Head has dissipated to a thin film. And let's go in for the definitely roasty, definitely coffee. So there's a sharp aroma here. I don't know if this is a different coffee bean and that's what I'm smelling, or if I'm getting a different ingredient in here. It definitely smells different than just any old other stout. No, there's almost like, at least I hope I'm articulating and perceiving this correct, but for me, it almost tastes like it, or smell. I haven't tasted it yet. It almost smells smoked. I don't know. There's something in here I can't quite place. It could be the chilies. It talks about there's supposed to be caramel in here. I don't think it's caramel. Yeah, I think what I'm smelling is the chilies. I've not put my nose up to a handful of chilies very often, so I'm not exactly sure if that's it. But this thing was not advertised to be a smoked beer or a barrel aged beer, so I don't think there's any smokiness or wood components going on in here. Although that's what is. Whatever I'm smelling, that's what my brain is being triggered to think. You know, I do smell the caramel, but it's not that flavor I was trying to pick up. Is it chocolate, maybe? I'm not sure. This is interesting, you know, again, and it could be a different coffee bean or something. But that's the aroma. You know, I don't want to beat a dead horse. I feel like there's a red dot in here. There's a red speck in here. I don't know. I hope this didn't break off into my beer. If that is not from my bottle opener, which I assume it's not, it could be a chili speck in here. I'm not sure. I'm just going to take the risk and drink it on the hopes that it's sediment from something in the beer. This thing is hot. This thing is spicy. One more time, I'm really that chili presence, which kind of comes out. What do they say? Slowly transitions to the heat of a myriad of peppers. Yeah, it's not really a slow transition. After a couple of seconds, I'm not automatically, Bad choice of words. After a couple of seconds, I'm quickly picking up on that heat, which builds into. I mean, it's not unpleasant. It's not a turnoff, at least for me. This would now be my third beer with peppers in it, so I know what to expect. However, it's not a slow transition. In the middle of the sip, and immediately when you're kind of like the beer's hit, I recognize the stout, and then just when you have time to process the stout, I mean that pepper is like on you. So there's nothing slow about this transition. So the body on this thing is fairly thin, which is disappointing. I like thicker, as some reviewers call it, a chewier stout. So this thing is relatively thin. I feel like if my brain could get past the peppers, because for a split second there, I felt like the water was on display. And that's not always a bad thing to feature the water. I think sometimes that adds a refreshing character to a beer. It doesn't mean a beer is watery like a Pabst Blue Ribbon or a Natural Light or a Keystone. Just sometimes certain beers with lighter viscosity usually will sometimes feature their water on display, and if it's a quality made beer, it's quite refreshing in my opinion, and in this case I find it refreshing. Yeah, I get the stout, not a lot of roast like I did in the aroma, and the coffee element isn't really pungent. And then I feel like as I'm trying to go for that caramel and try to pick it out of the beer, the peppers kind of take over, and I don't have a chance to really enjoy the stout elements. Yeah, it's there. Very, very subdued caramel though. Recommendations. This is a what I like to call a novelty beer. I I think all beers with pepper in them are novelties, and maybe even in the niche category. But for me, novelty beers are just good for the experience of cracking open the bottle and trying it one time just to say you had it. That could sometimes be related to price or the ingredients or the gimmick ingredients, and in this case I think this falls in line with that, the ingredients and the marketing kind of being novelty. I don't think just your average Joe, whether you like stouts or not, is going to appreciate this beer. I think if you could drink a stout and you don't mind peppers in your beer, maybe give this a shot. If you like Hellboy, I think I would only recommend this to people like me who just review beer as a hobby, and this series is something you would enjoy, or Hellboy fans. Maybe you don't even drink beer, but you want to support Hellboy and Gigantic's gigantic support of the comic book. I'm just not with it today, guys. I'm sorry. Recommendation, or we just did recommendations. Good grief. Grades. I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 5. It's not a bad beer. It's not really a good beer either. The viscosity is kind of disappointing for me. While the water is on display, and it doesn't taste bad, I also don't think it's helping to feature the stout part of this beer. Again, it doesn't taste bad, but at the same time, it also kind of makes the beer feel a little watered down. I think maybe if they had lactose, that would help that viscosity, give it more of a milky mouthfeel than just something more watered down. Not to say that it is watered down. And then, I don't feel like there's a lot of stout character here. The aroma was kind of weird. I wasn't sure what I was picking up on. You know, I feel like I got the coffee and the caramel, and then there was like a weird third element in the aroma that I wasn't sure, you know. I mean, you guys heard me earlier in the video. I wasn't sure how to articulate what I was smelling, so that was weird. And then on the palate, I just feel like before I can get to that caramel and enjoy some of the sweetness, as they put it, myriad of peppers starts to take over, and I really just can't. I can't taste anything else once those peppers start to kick in. But again, it's not a bad beer, not a good beer either for me. Anyways, I think it's just dead down the middle, average. The marketing's not average, the ingredients aren't average. It's definitely not a boring beer. I just think in terms of flavor and what I was hoping to get out of this beer, it's just meh. So that's going to wrap it up for this review. Second to last review of Stout Month. It's been a long month. I will admit I've had to take a break and build a backlog of non-stout beers, just so I could get a break from beer, or not from beer, from stouts. However, I feel like I came through. I missed a couple dates. I ruined 2 videos. I will be revisiting those beers in the future. And tomorrow, I hope to go out with a bang. I saved the most prestigious stout I had in my fridge. Actually, it's not the most prestigious stout in my fridge. It's the second most prestigious. But it's definitely, I guess you consider a white whale, maybe, stout. So that'll be interesting, and I hope I enjoy it. I was hoping to enjoy this beer, and just meh. But again, that'll do it. Gigantic Brewing, Hellboy, Liz Sherman, number 2 out of 6. Chocolate Mole Stout, 2.5 out of 5. Till next time, guys. Cheers.